work a 9 to 5, building up these stacks. I'll be working on the block, building up these racks. I'll be working for the fam, here's a couple stacks. This is for $1 in a dream, I got your back. Till I'm drip down in stacks, drip down in stacks, drip down in stacks. Time to make some money, man, drip down in stacks.
What's up, everybody? It's Adam, welcoming you back to the weekly recap. If you were with us last week, you know I went in with an attitude of all gas, no brakes. And if you watched the videos, you know that didn't exactly come to fruition due to some back issues I was having. I wasn't able to get my full training split in. Had to get a little creative, but happy to report, as you'll see in these videos coming up, I was able to get back on my normal training split, 2 upper body days, 2 lower body days, no pain issues at this time. Everything went well. I was trying to think of a theme for this week, and I had to go back kind of on my Army, some of my Army knowledge. The Army has a job called Small Arms Repair, and their job is to perform maintenance on small arms, which is just another name for guns or rifles in the military, infantry weapons, and towed artillery. I felt it was just fitting, losing a little bit of gains during this transition time, during this pandemic. So I thought it was kind of funny, little play on words, little military humor. I wish I could take full credit for that, but that credit goes to a good friend of mine, Jason Collins. Jason and I met way back in 2009. At that time, I was assigned to Fish Special Forces Group as a human intelligence collector. We deployed to Baghdad back in 2009 to run the theater holding facility. Our mission at that time was to perform interrogations on high-value targets in order to gather actionable intelligence to catch more bad guys. Jason was already there when we got there. He was a contracted interrogator that worked for us, so he's a civilian. We made some quick introductions, and eventually realized I let him know I was from Omaha. He told me he was from Omaha, so we immediately connected. Bromance started. Swole Team 6 was formed. Started lifting together. He was into lifting. I liked lifting. So we kind of hit it off right away. After our deployment ended, I went back to Fort Campbell. Jason stayed there. We redeployed again in 2010, same place. Jason was still there. So we were able to, kind of build our friendship during that time, kept lifting together. But after that, we kind of went our separate ways. I was active duty, so I went back to Fort Campbell, back to Tennessee, and Jason stayed in theater, doing various contracting jobs in Iraq and Afghanistan. Eventually, I retired in early 2015, came back home here to Omaha. Jason, shortly after that, came back to Omaha. And then after that, we started both working at Offutt Air Force Base here in Omaha, Nebraska. So we're able to start lifting again. They have a great gym on Offutt Air Force Base called the Field House, huge gym. Everything you could think of is there. Lifted there for a while, things were going pretty well, and then I ended up leaving Offutt Air Force Base to take a corporate job out in Elkhorn, Nebraska. So we weren't able to really lift together after that. Our schedules just didn't match up. It was too far for me to drive all the way from out west back down to Offutt Air Force Base, and it was just too tough for us to work our schedules out. So we just kind of went our separate ways, still lifting, but just not together. So that's kind of one positive of what's going on right now, is that obviously I'm still lifting in the garage. A lot of facilities are closed, including the field house still. So now Jason is making his triumphant return back to the garage. He's been able to lift with me. He lifted with me all 4 days last week, and it's just been great. You just can't really put a value on a good training partner. The vibe is just different inside of the gym. You're just motivated more, and you're just gonna push yourself a lot harder with a training partner. So we'll go ahead and get into these videos, and you'll get to see Jason and I lifting this time. Enjoy. Here we go, getting the training week started off here, day 1. This is Monday. Already off to a better start, just simply by low bar back squatting instead of front squatting like last week. Already different vibe inside of the gym. You got Jason Collins in here right now getting some squats in. Still taking it easy. We're doing 3x8 right now. Just kind of easing each other back in to the barbell. Moving on now, we got some deadlifts right here. You can tell lifting a little bit more aggressively than I was last week. Right here, we're doing 3x4. I think this is about 285 pounds, so nothing too crazy. Then Jason, with a bold strategy of not wearing long socks during some deadlifts. You can kind of tell he's protecting his shins a little bit. Bars out in front of him just slightly, but he will rectify that. And then I'm keeping these in here, just some Bulgarian split squats, body weight, just working on balance, getting a little extra work in, especially on my left side where I have a slight imbalance. Now we're here on Tuesday and some competition bench right now. Looking pretty decent right there. Got Jason in the gym again with me on this day. We're doing 3x8, sticking with that hypertrophy rep range. Racking it right there, looking pretty strong. So Jason right here getting his reps in. You can tell his grip is a little more narrow than mine. I used to be very similar to that. I got pretty strong in that kind of close grip. Now I'm moving on here to some shoulder press. Felt pretty good here. The pec's feeling pretty good, getting it nice and stretched out here. Just trying to get a little extra shoulder work in here. Jason looking pretty explosive on these. Weight's probably a little light for him, but like I said, he's just getting back in the gym. He was away from lifting for a little bit. He's no stranger, but it's just been a little while for him, so we're right about 100 pounds there. Continuing on with the pull-ups. Got a lot of reps in on this day. Working, we basically did some max effort pull-ups, and then at the end of the training session, we basically set a 10-minute clock and just did as many reps as we could. These will definitely stay in the program. Moving on to Thursday now. Wednesday's a rest day for us. So now we have our squat variation. Front squats, I think these were 3x6 at 195. Pretty happy with the way these are moving right now. And then Jason also, I don't remember the last time he front squatted, so this actually made him work a little bit.
Easy money.
Sticking in that 3x6 rep range for Jason also at 195. Looking pretty strong. And then our deadlift variation on a beautiful day in Omaha. As you can see, the sun's out and shining. Snatch grip deadlifts. Sticking with 3x4, just slowly increasing weight. I'm probably exaggerating that extension on top. I don't need to hyperextend like that. 3x4 here at 235, which I'm pretty pleased with. Seeing I started off at 185, and then we're continuing on with these goblet squats with that 30-pound slam ball, trying to get some holds at the bottom, some isolation, just to kind of up that intensity. Jason getting some reps in right here, keeping that ball close, and he goes ahead and ends with a hold and then throws the ball down with some authority here at the end. Bam, slam it. Now we're on to Friday, Red Friday. In the military, they do Red Friday. Remember everyone deployed, so you wear a red shirt in honor of everybody deployed that still hasn't came home yet. So close grip on this day, which is basically Jason's normal grip. So maybe we'll look at widening his grip here, but he's pretty strong with that right now. So he's not competing in any type of powerlifting meet. So honestly, he doesn't really need to change that if he doesn't want to. Getting some pen lay rows in here for some back work on that second upper day. We've been doing pull-ups on one day, and then we've been doing some kind of barbell row on our second upper day. 3x5 here. I had actually upped the weight. I was a little bit too light, which is never a problem. Jason right here, probably too light for him also, but right now just trying to get that feel back, get those muscles used to rowing. And then we actually ended the training week here with some Russian twist. We channel our inner Rocky 4 right here, getting ready to fight Drago. That should really do it for the training week. Really happy with getting 4 days in as opposed to only 2 last week. So just keep improving, keep getting better.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel,
and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. I'll see you next week.
I just work a 9 to 5, building up these stacks. I'll be working on the block, building up these racks. I'll be working